cha, which is like a tuk-tuk. In Delhi, you have to negotiate for them though. In Mumbai, you could order them on the Uber app. So this one cost 100. It says like Uber gives you an estimate of how much it's gonna be, and it was like 61. So we just went up to one of the guys, or he approached us, and we were like, okay, 100. 100's fine.
It's fun, and we love taking them. They're so much more fun. So I wish they had them on Uber, because it was so fun and easy in Mumbai. But here, like, I'm too nervous to be negotiating all the time. So this is a luxury.
They're raggedy though. They look like they're falling apart a little bit. Oh, okay, perfect. Paparazzi, no paparazzi.
Real food videos sometimes. For our first stop in Delhi today, we are at Humayun's tomb, which is this awesome, gigantic tomb behind me. And yes, it looks a lot like Taj Mahal. That's what I thought too.
The tomb was really cool. This is the first thing we're seeing of like, I feel like this architectural style, I feel like it's actually a little bit similar to like the Hagia Sophia architectural style. You know what I'm talking about? Like very like deserty Middle Eastern. I don't know if that's appropriate to call this place, but that's the vibe that I get, like the sandstone-y type architecture. It's so cool. It's really, really beautiful. And it makes me excited to go to Taj Mahal, which is where we're headed in a couple days.
So this is Haldiram's, which Rahul told us to go to because it's like a big chain here, but they serve like every sort of Indian dish and like sweet and drinks and all that. And he said like it's good. I was like, is it authentic? He's like, yeah, it's good. Like it's a good place to go and it's all safe and good. So we're gonna check it out. We're right outside India Gate, so we'll go to that next. But first we gotta have a little snack and food here in Haldiram's.
We have no idea how to order. Oh no, I feel like you go here and pay and then pick it up over there. It's kind of like fast foodie here. So we ordered, this is the Mali Kofta combo. Mali Kofta is one of my favorite recent discoveries. I had it in Canada actually for the first time. It's like potato balls kind of in like a sauce, like a gravy. The portions are actually huge also, so we're gonna give it a try. Here's Carson. Try the Mali Kofta. Quite thick. Oh my god, really good.
That's really good. It's really got that spice to it.
It really, I think it tastes like nacho cheese.
It tastes like nacho cheese mixed with eggnog.
Okay.
This
weird subsection of the menus that's Chinese food.
Like every single menu.
Every single restaurant will have a Chinese food section, but it's like Indian Chinese food. So this is chili paneer fried noodles,
which we've been meaning to get this whole time. So
we're excited to have it. And then we also got lime sodas. Lime sodas here is so good. Oh,
silly.
I didn't know that's all good.
Oh. Lime soda is a question.
Having just come from China, we're not very eager to get the Chinese food here. So we've been in India for like 2 weeks, and now we're finally coming around to trying it.
It's good. It tastes very Chinese.
Yeah, it's very Chinese. Let's try one of the beers. Got a piece of beer.
Spicy. Ooh.
Tastes like beer. That's kind of weird.
Would I get this again? No. What is this?
It tastes, you know what it kind of tastes like? It tastes like the candy.
Oh, that's what they tasted like. Yeah, like kind of like sauce.
Yeah. This is spicy. I even think it's spicy. This lime soda has a weird taste. This is Carson's. Carson didn't even drink any of it. And I finally settled on what I think it tastes like. I like mine. I drank the whole thing. It tastes like if you drank hot springs water. A little bit eggy, carbonated.
Sulfury. Like stinky sauce.
But it definitely tastes like lime soda. It's just got an eggy aftertaste.
This is the vada pav, which is like, I think vada's like the little donutty things, and pav is of course the bread, which is the pav in the south, which was pav bhaji, which we like. So take a little donut bread sandwich. I'm gonna try it out. It says spicy, so I'm really worried. There's not that much flavor. Like, I'm gonna try another.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look like it has much flavor at all.
It's kind of like eating a flavorless. It's like a bun with a potato in the middle.
Oh.
So, and with some spices. Like, it's good, but take it or leave it.
So now we got desserts. We got our gulab
jamun.
They're really good. They actually give these to you for free when you order like meals on Blinkit. We got this other one. Carson told me I can pick whatever I wanted, and this was in the sweet tray. It's called Kasar Mala something.
Ras malai.
It's called Kasar Ras Malai. Alright, we're gonna try it blind. We haven't looked up what this is or what it's supposed to taste like.
I don't even want to eat it.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's good. It's vanilla. It's soggy bread and vanilla.
It's got the like spices, like saffron maybe.
It's vanilla. It's vanilla. Carson's being a baby. It's good.
It's not bad, but I don't want to eat it. You know what it tastes like? The smell of paint.
It tastes like wet cake in melted vanilla ice cream. Like if you put a piece of cake and put it in melted vanilla ice cream.
Wet paint.
No, that's not. Don't trust Carson.
I used to paint parking lot lines, and they were this exact color of yellow. And if I had taken a big old drink, they probably would have tasted like this.
Cancelled. Carson's cancelled. We're at India Gate, but it seems to be closed. We have to observe from the outside. And now we're gonna try to cross the street, but I was hoping to cross with some locals, and no one seems to be crossing the street. So, got like escorted. It was right.
We're on the big, giant pedestrian street by India Gate, and it goes all the way to like the Parliament building in the back. And there's so many people here, it doesn't make any sense. It's unbelievable. It's not like it's packed like sardines. It's a big wide street.
Very busy. Very, very busy. Alright, so we just walked down this really nice walking street that's pedestrian only from India Gate, and then behind me is India's Parliament and also the Presidential Palace. It's really beautiful. It's like nighttime, so everything's all lit up in pretty colors. This is really nice, and the fact that this is all pedestrian is so nice. It's so quiet and peaceful down at this end. So this is amazing. It's a great way to end the day. We didn't do too much today because we had a huge day yesterday with our best friend Rahul, who gave us a guided tour of Old Delhi. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go check it out.
I quite like Delhi. I really like this path with India Gate and the big fancy buildings there. There is a stunning amount of big fancy buildings here in Delhi. Every time I was like, oh, there's so much in Delhi, and there is, but a lot of it's just kind of random monuments all over. So we had a fun day just hanging out, seeing one thing. Yesterday was my favorite day ever, and it will probably be my favorite India day of all time. So I'd like Delhi a shocking amount. Old Delhi was crazy, but it's super fun. This area of Delhi's been awesome. I was saying to Hannah, it's cool to be in like the capital of such a giant place. Like it feels like Paris, but in India, and India's such a cool place. So I liked it a lot. Alright guys, today we're waiting around to go on our night train at 11 p.m. So we're gonna spend a day here. We stayed in our hotel in Karol Bagh, which is a neighborhood. And Karol Bagh is like a gigantic market. Like the entire place seems to just be markets all about like street markets. So we're gonna walk through and check it out. It seems pretty awesome from what we've seen so far. We're heading first to the Karol Bagh electronics market because I've been wanting to check out one of the Indian electronics markets because they have like crazy electronic selections for unbelievable prices. And then we're just gonna walk through the general market and they are closed and everything. So we'll show you what it's like around here. And this is kind of an area of Delhi that people don't typically go. So I'm excited to see. What do you think?
I'm trying to find a really over-the-top, colorful, big Asian phone case. Specifically yellow. And I have an older iPhone. And I was looking when we were in Taiwan and China, and I only have the iPhone 14, and the 16 is the newest one. And they were like appalled. Like they didn't even have the iPhone 14 cases. So we're gonna look, we'll see.
There's no crosswalk. Yeah, phone cases abound. This is the Gafar Electronics Market in Karol Bagh. It's like a little tiny walk. Oh wow.
Oh, this is crazy.
I want to go this way. Oh, Galaxy iPhone. Apple Watch Ultra 2. It's not too crazy here. Like it's fine to walk around. Everyone's really nice. They just got a ton of good stuff.
Oh, see something like that. But like yellow.
I know. This place is awesome. It's not crazy at all. Like it's just fun. Everyone's super nice. They have tons of good stuff.
They've got lots of phone cases. Yeah, everyone's super nice. It's not pushy at all. Some of the other markets we've been to have been really pushy.
It's like a phone repair stand, but there's like probably 15 to 20 men behind it. How many phones are needing a repair every day? But you have 20 people doing it. It makes you wonder. I think we're in a different section now that actually sells like electronics, and they have unbelievable like electronics that only exist in India here that are so much cheaper than ones back home. It doesn't make sense, and I'd like to see them, but like I'm not a local, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It doesn't seem like there's much there.
Let's go.
Creepy alley.
Back to the cameras.
We're going back. We made it outside of the electronics market. Just walking through the various streets. Here in Karol Bagh, like there's like 100 little tiny streets, just cross-referencing everything. Some are like dark alleys, some are wide giant markets, some are like this, and they're very pretty. Hannah likes them.
I think they're really cute. I really like seeing streets where it looks like people actually live and hang out. Whereas I find sometimes in like Western cities things feel very artificial, I guess is a better word for it. This just feels like the space is being used to its maximum potential.
I think, and then some.
Yeah.
The space is probably being used at about 150% around here. Every like section seems to have a purpose, and we are now in the gem section, it seems, which is fun. Of course, all of them have amazing looking street food that I would love to try, but we're a bit worried too, and our guide told us not to.
It's just the water. It's not that it's unsafe, it's that the water might upset our stomachs. It's not that it's unsafe for the general population.
Anyways, we're in the gym section now, which is fun. Honestly, the thing is, like, once you're off the main streets, it's not that crazy or busy. You can walk pretty fine. Like, it's kind of chill here. It's not too hot, which is quite enjoyable. Like a chill little back alley here. No one, when we're on these little back streets, even bothers trying to sell us stuff because they know we just don't belong here, which is true. Okay guys, even more upsetting, we got one of the fun tuk-tuks. They're 4-person tuk-tuks, and they're like e-bike tuk-tuks. You can see up on front, I'll show you. It's like electric, It's like an electric motorcycle turned into a 4-seater tuk-tuk, like a bus. See the handles here. People pack right in. It's awesome.
Delhi's actually crazy. India is making a huge strides in terms of like climate change and green initiatives and stuff like that. The buses here in Delhi are electric, and a lot of the cars here have compressed natural gas in them. Like they have stickers that say CNG on the sides, and like Carson said, this is an electric motorcycle. It's crazy the steps that they're taking in terms of like pollution, which I had no idea about, and I feel like people don't really talk about that, probably outside of India.
I also just gave this guy my phone with the Google Maps. He was like, just give me your phone. So he's just using my phone to navigate. Pretty iconic. Got a good deal here though. I don't know, I feel like everyone was really like fear-mongering about taking tuk-tuks because they don't have Uber to do them. But like, I just show him the price that Uber says, like for a tuk-tuk, which is 56, and he was like, how about 80? Okay. It's like so they'll charge you like 20 extra cents. It's like, who cares? So you can get anywhere for like 100 rupees, which is awesome. So this was 80, and that's just over $1.
Mm-hmm. If they put in rules about honking, the shoots would actually be so quiet because of all the EVs.
Yeah, it actually is like very chill and quiet until the honking descends, and then it just like sets off a chorus.
Shoots are
Hold on to the handle here. We were bumping around, had to switch to the front and back seat so we could sit in the middle.